Says Pop Co-op is live now.
Laura, I see you. Laura Tennell, welcome to the party. And welcome everybody. We're going to take a few minutes, let people come. Everybody take a seat down front,
That's right.
and don't interfere with everybody else being able to see. So we're going to wait a few minutes here. Live.
Please take crying babies from the theater.
And cough drops are out in the lobby.
That's right.
Okay. Well, I think we will start, and let's see what we were getting feedback here. Okay.
You're live.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for being here. First of all, the ones that are here, and I need to figure out which camera to look at. It's that camera right there. I just know it is. Okay. And first of all, I'd like to introduce the two people here. I'm Steve Stokel of Pop Co-op. I'm the bass player, singer, vocalist, lyricist, and this is...
Hi, I'm Stacy Carson, and I play drums for Pop Co-op, among other things.
And tell us what those other things are. Drums are a wonderful thing, but there's so much more. There's so much more.
Well, yeah, I play the drums, percussion. I've written a couple songs, co-write with the guys. I do a little bit of vocals. Mixing. Yes, that's true. I bring some mixing experience to the group, but everybody's really coming along and doing great as well. So
I will add here too that Stacy probably has the most mixing experience of all four of us. That he worked in a professional recording studio, rather elaborate, large one, I believe, for several years. So you started playing drums, and then you went to a studio for how many years? Would you say?
Well, I mean, drums was a hobby as a kid, and then I was in a band for 15 minutes, as a, a young adult, and then kind of let it go for a while. But I was fortunate enough when we moved to LA. I just got into music engineering pretty quickly, and was really lucky to get into a studio where the owner, a guy named Andy Waterman, they did everything. They did everything from Barbie jingles to Broadway musicals, to big band, to rock and roll. And this engineer was he was good at all of it, and a really great guy to boot. So he really, mentored me. And another thing they did was a lot of Disney character voices. So some of my favorite time there was recording Mickey and Minnie and Donald and Goofy and all those characters. So that was a lot of fun. But
you went into voiceover work now after that. That's what you did.
Exactly, and that was the thing. One of my clients there that I did engineering for, actually, they recognized, because I actually have a theater background. My degree is in theater, and they recognized that I really understood working with voice actors. And at some point, the producer would just come in and say, just handle the session, just run it yourself. And then the next step was, we need some extra voices. Could you get behind the mic for us? And so then I got some experience there. And then when we moved to Atlanta, I was like, you know what? I think I want to see how things can work with voiceover. And fortunately, some clients I had from LA hooked me up with some clients and new clients in Canada. And slowly but surely, I built a business. And my wife, Adele, does it with me as well, and so yeah, then we just recently moved to Orlando.
I want to hear your business voice, your serious business voice, and then your tell us what, like if you're selling something solid like insurance. I mean,
Right. Okay. Well, a lot of it is corporate training narration, so you'll get something like, health plans may deny these requests under limited circumstances. For example, your request to access all or a portion of PHI, blah, 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 very dry stuff. Yeah. And then you get the more commercial stuff like, at Acme Consulting, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision. It's like painting the picture, as it were. And
oh, it's great. Okay, now, let's see. What we're going to do now is featuring the song A Trick of the Light. And Laura, tell me if I'm loud enough now. I've turned up my microphone. Laura is our director from afar. Laura is in Virginia, Stacy's in Florida, and I'm in Charlotte. And here's what we're going to do. We have a song called "A Trick of the Light," and before I play it, I want you to tell us when you wrote it, briefly what it's about, and let me start by saying this is one of my favorite songs on the entire CD. When I saw the lyrics to this before I heard the music, and then I heard the music, the demo. My first thought was, I wish I had written that, which is, to me, that means it's a good song. That's the highest compliment I can give one. I'm sorry, that's the way it works. So, a trick of the light, and we'll hear the lyrics and everything. But this is what? How old is the song?
Well, gosh, it's about 17 or 18 years old. I started working on it back. I had a guitar at one point, and I don't anymore. I never learned that well enough. But then when I got into the recording studio and had access to lots of nice MIDI gear and stuff like that, and more knowledge, I had this song that I had written that it's a love song to a very special woman who is my life partner, business partner, wife, the mother of my kids, and I originally arranged it on MIDI, and it had like an arco bass and horns and an oboe and violin and like a plucked guitar lead. And so I had this arrangement, and I handed Steve was like, well, where are we going to start? And I go, well, I've got this song, and I don't know what we're going to do with it, because we're we're an acoustic, guitar-based band. So I didn't know what was going to happen, but then, I really trusted all these guys right off the bat. And Steve came back with a demo of it. My jaw just dropped. I was like, oh my gosh, this works. And I'm just so lucky to have such talented guys in the group, because then it got all these layers of sort of MIDI and synth got peeled away, and so we built it back up from the beginning.
Exactly. What we found out was
and Steve's
a guest here today. Come in the other door.
So Steve brought acoustic and bass, and then Bruce's harmonies really took it to another level. And I tell you what, when I heard Joel's solo for it, I just about got into tears, because these other people reached inside my head and my heart and made this thing that for me was a realization of something that really was important.
It's personal, and we're going to play some, and we're going to listen to some of this.
Is that your hand upon my arm? A butterfly lands, electric and light. Is that your lips upon my cheek? A hummingbird wing suspended in flight. My eyes are disbelieving. My heart isn't even beating right. Did I hear my name upon your breath? Musical world pirouette. Is it really you standing in that light? One dazzling love silhouette.
Yeah, well, it was interesting, because when I originally created the song, there was a lot of this sort of rolling glockenspiel pattern through it. And I remember, Steve and I kind of went back and forth about how much glockenspiel goes in, a rock ballad. and but I liked the gentle feel of it, and so there's that bell tone. There's just a real simple. It's just I just wanted it to be very simple. Originally, there was no percussion in the MIDI arrangement, so I had to create something that supported, bass and guitar, but didn't intrude and change the songs, and, get in the way. And so yeah, so there's that. That's basically my approach. Just the finest art.
Absolutely, totally love this tune, and it's well done. And this, once again, this is Stacy's lyrics and Stacy's music, and we listened to what it told us to do and came up with this, and it is one of my favorite tunes of the album. And as I said, my
thanks.
first thought
Thank
was,
you so much.
I wish I'd written it. That was my first thought. We need to talk about how we got together, because a lot of people are fascinated about that. What? Oh, okay. Turn the mic up. Okay. I need to turn my mic. I'm not sure which mic I'm turning up. Is that better? I'm not sure which is my mic. I'll turn both of them up. Okay. Here we go. I'll just talk loud like this. How's that? I'll use my professional actor's voice.
It's okay to use our outdoor voices.
Yeah, outdoor voices. Yeah. Okay. I'll talk louder. Okay. The way this works is all four of us have not been in the same room at the same time. Joel and I have met and been friends for years. Stacy Bruce and Joel met briefly when Bruce came to the East Coast for a seminar of some sort. Have you and Bruce met?
Oh yes, okay. Yeah. Bruce and I. Well, here's the story of Bruce and I. We hung with the same crowd in Grand Junction, Colorado, when I was in high school and he was in college. And it was weird. We sort of orbited at opposite ends of this crowd for some reason. But we knew of each other, and we knew that our mutual friends really liked the other person a lot. So eventually, we got to be friends on Facebook and really connected. And so we went out to California and finally met up with him.
You lived in Colorado but didn't hang out together. And then when you moved away, you became friends on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, and that's what we need to talk about, what Facebook has done. Facebook, of course, connects people and it connects friends. But there was a radio program, there is a radio program called This Is Rock and Roll Radio on Sunday nights. Carl Caffarella and Dana Bond have it every Sunday, 9 to 12. Great. They're on Facebook. You need to listen, play great music. But there's a crowd, a pop music crowd that hangs around here. And Joel and I and Stacy and Bruce hung out there, as well as some of the people that are contributing on one song, which we'll get to in a future broadcast, where it was one of my songwriting projects. But what happened was, if it hadn't have been for Facebook and it hadn't have been for This Is Rock and Roll Radio, we wouldn't have gotten together. And the way we work is we all communicate about lyrics and songs. So somebody will come up with a melody, and we will all start working on lyrics. And in real time sometimes, it'll be, here's the title, what line do you want to come up with? And Stacy will say, how about this? And I'll say, well, how about that? But change it this way. It's really unusual, first of all, to write in real time. Mm-hmm. Second of all, to write with 3 other people, which is really stretching it. Thirdly, to agree on what we should come up with. Yeah, I mean, and we've got we finally found a way to come together. It took a while, but the thing is, we come to the point we trust each other so much that we all four know when it's right.
Yeah.
What's a song or a lyric, what instrumentation, and then each of us records his own part in his own house, and we fly files around through Dropbox, and so we are all working on 4 sessions of the same song, and then we all pick which song we want to mix. So it's like a self-contained thing here, where we're writing, we're engineering, we're producing, we're mixing, and then what we do is we send it off to get mastered, and it was mastered by Dan Millis in Engine Room, New York City. Wonderful job.
Beautifully done.
And the cover was done by Michael Slaughter, who did an incredible job. The cover art is Todd Rutt, one of Bruce and Stacy's friends. Michael Slaughter, Heyday Productions, is the graphic design, and so we've got a team now. I mean, so we do this in house, and then and then we send it out to get mastered and pressed and everything, and it just has worked wonderfully. So it's just such an unusual way to make music, but I think it's nice. And I will say this, and this occurred to me today, Stacy, and see if you agree. There's something about that can be actually more intimate and collaborative, working in a chat stream or in a Google Doc or something where we're all pouring stuff into something, as opposed to being in the studio and saying, you only have a limited amount of time, you got to get in there and cut it. Well, what we do is we sort of craft it outside the studio and say, what do you want to do? And it becomes, the collaborative nature actually becomes more intimate and interesting and efficient in a way, because we get to the meat of it really quickly. In other words, everybody puts down on text what I do and don't like about this lyric. And it's just a wonderful way to make songs. And in some ways, it's actually better and certainly cheaper than renting a house outside New York City for a month and paying for studio time. So this has been very a great way to make music, in my estimation. I mean, do you agree that there's something actually better about this approach?
I feel like it is, and I haven't had a lot of experience, obviously not nearly the experience that you have with that other way of working. I mean, there were a few sessions that, as a recording engineer, that I would have to sit in the studio and watch other people, hammer out ideas forever and ever and not really get very far. So obviously very happy that we, and that's the thing, is we can come down, we wake up in the middle of the night or whatever, you have some lyrics, you write downstairs, you write down lyrics, so we can all contribute. And I mean, for me, the thing that really stands out, I just love, it's like this weird kind of Venn diagram where the 4 of us, have our own frames of reference and experience, and yet we share stuff in common. We have enough in common. I think really at the center is trust and respect. It's like all of you guys, I'm just, blown away that I get to be a part of this. And then, you have been so kind about, saying nice things about me and Joel and Bruce. We all just, it's just a joy. We honestly feel a joy about working with each other, and a gratitude for when we see the other person bring whatever they bring to the process, and I think that maybe that comes out in the album. I hope it does.
I think so.
There's a lot of joy
a
there.
couple of things. Is you have seen people in the studio, Now, I haven't produced bands other than, I've only been in the studio with the Sponge Stones, and we got along fine, but you probably saw where they spent way too much time fighting and arguing, and they wasted time. In other words, if you pull back like we have, and you discuss things calmly and rationally in text form and in Skype, which we use sometimes, you've got so much time, and that you can, it's kind of easier and more courteous or less fighting, or
definitely. Yeah, and there's, like you say, if you have a response, if somebody has a response, to a lyric or a piece of music or an approach that maybe they don't like, or they want to try something else with, then we're not in the room together on the clock paying somebody else. We can sit there and go, like for me, one thing I've discovered is I have initial responses that I need to sometimes back off on. The second, third, fourth time I hear, Joel probably, hates me sometimes because I'll be like, Joel, that's really not the thing I want from this guitar solo. And then, a day later, I'll be like, don't change it, Joel. It was perfect.
Yeah. But see, we can do that. Now we need to talk about, first of all, are there any questions out there? We're taking questions, but while we get some questions, there's a delay here, so I won't be able to see them for a while. I need to tell you where you can buy the CD, which is one of the reasons we're doing this tonight. We hope you will. We hope you like it. And I have to tell you, I've listened to it way too many times, and I'm not sick of it yet. What can I say? It's our CD, and I love it. You can get it at CD Baby, at Bandcamp, at Amazon. See our Facebook page or our website for links. Our website, popcoopband.com, I believe, has information more than you'll ever want to know about all our personal lives, what we've done, how we, our favorite color, and all that stuff is there. Our music is there, pictures are there, and with special thanks to Laura Tennell, by the way, for this website. For Laura Tennell for showing us how to do what we're doing tonight, which is quite amazing, being able to broadcast two guys out on Facebook. She figured out a way to do this, and that's because she's a geek girl and she knows how to do stuff like that. So,
with tools we had lying around the house.
So a special shout out to Laura Tennell for shepherding us through the part that we don't know how to do. The part we do know how to do is how to write a song, lyrics, how to record it. The part we are not so great at is how to let people know about it. And she's really good at that. So Laura, we love you. We all four appreciate what the heck you're doing for us, very much so. What's your favorite song on the album? Well, and Safi has asked this question. My favorite song, I hate to pick one song, and everybody does, but I have to tell you that that the pure poetry and emotion that I felt while playing and recording a Trick of the Light. I'm being honest here, Stacy, and I'm not trying to make you feel great, but I said if I had to pick one song that just really touched me and just made me want to really be a part of it and put everything I had into it, and you can hear me singing, I'm really try to be soft and sweet and think about what Stacy was saying to Adele, basically. I was channeling, and so that song was real special to me because it's sentimental, it's sweet, but it's not treacly or over dramatic. But the pure poetry, a butterfly wings. I mean, there's so many delicate things in that song that you bring in, and it's one of the songs on the CD that if you just read the lyrics, and you can read them on our website. If you just read the lyrics, not every song will do this, but that song stands on its own lyrically. In other words, it's a bit of poetry, and if you can do that, if you can be poetic and make a good song, you've hit a home run, and he did with this one. So if I had to pick one song, that's going to be my song. So,
well, thank you, Steve.
And you're going to have to say something, and do not feel like you have to say something. I want you to be.
It's hard, and this is honest for me too. It's like, and I think, you ask any musician or music person who loves music this question, and their answer will change.
And we're so close to these too after a year.
Yeah, and as we're mixing, I'm going to say Leela right now for me, because when we were creating and mixing it, there's a power to it, mm-hmm. and it was fun creating the drums, and it's kind of long and a little bit indulgent, with the guitars, but there's a mood and a power that I really love. And
you're right. Joel and I wrote that, and Joel was saying this is way too long. I said, no, it's not. We can make it as long as we want. So
yeah.
Another question: how long is this from Vivi? How long does it take to make a song from start to finish when you first come up with the melody and lyrics to the end of mixing? And
wow,
that's a great question. And I will say that most of the songs on this record were done at warp speed. I mean, we were in such a frenzy when we got our juices going, and I mean, if you could see some of our threads, which might be an interesting way to see development. I might, without embarrassing anybody, I might pick and choose some things to put out, like start to finish. A song that, for example, I'll give you a perfect example. Only Me, which we're not playing tonight, was Joel started it, and he said, red and gold, autumn leaves, I see you scuffing down the lane. And there was an Only Me in there. I thought, that is so great. And we all wrote that. That was one of the songs we all four got in. And it was like, bang, bang, here's a verse, okay. And I already had a lot of times we'll have a music bed. Usually we write the music first. Usually, right?
Maybe, yeah, it seems.
I'll say most of the time we write the music first, and then we figure out what the theme would be. Somebody will come up with a title or a line, and after that, these guys, I mean, it's just like it's done. And
I think there's a little bit of competition too,
yes.
Because we all really respect what the other person's doing, so we want to get our stuff out there and show that we're gonna, we're doing this too. It's very friendly, but I think that drives a little bit of it too.
And that gives it an edge too. You're right. There's a little bit of competitors like, well, okay, if you're gonna do it, okay, that's great, but look at this,
Yeah.
And the other thing that we say is, if somebody comes up with something that somebody doesn't like, then the first person says, okay, let's come up with something better. And if you come up with something better, it goes in the song. But then we all decide what goes in the song. So it really. Doug, by the way, a special shout out to Doug Kinsey. Says Leela was my favorite on my first listen, and that's thank you, because that's one of my favorites too. He said it was very Beatlesque, and there's a lot of stuff happening in there. Joel gets a lot of credit. Well, Stacy with the raga drum beat, but Joel gets a lot of jangly guitars going. It's layers and layers of guitars, and it's one of those things. There's 2 guitar breaks. And he said, should we cut one out? I said, no. Just have fun,
Yeah.
Any songs left over for a start on another CD? Yes. Actually, we have no intention of this. Was so much fun. The good news is, 2 good news. First of all, we know how to do this now. It'll be faster. Second of all, we are already starting on CD number 2. We are starting after the getting over the hump of getting this thing out. And we can relax and be creative again. It's starting to flow again, and we've already got 3 or 4 songs in the works. So yes.
Yeah. Well, there was a song that was going to go on the last album that we were just like, 12 is the number we got to stick to, and so we set it aside, and so we've got a lot of stuff already in the works.
And our plan has been that we agreed that we're just going to start writing. And at some point, stop and look at what we got and pick and choose. We've got so much material inside us from 4 guys pouring out, that we're just going to start writing. And I have no doubt whatsoever, based on some of the lyric and melodic content I've seen already, that we're going to have 12 tunes again before 10. But we'll have to, 1 a year, Steve, 1 a year. Because we'll drive lots of people crazy, including Laura, who once again has worked so hard at assembling the structure, shall we say, of this. And she's the one to make sure that when we think we have the right lyrics out on the website, she said, "No, I listened to the CD, and those aren't the lyrics you sang." And I say, "That's the lyrics I wrote." She said, "That's not the lyrics you sang, Steve." So she's our school marm, basically, is all I can say. Ann Wicker just ordered the CD for CD Baby. Yay! Thank you, Annie. And really thank you so much, Doug Kinsey, for saying that, because it is a special song to me, and it's got so much going for it. And we'll be playing some of those songs as we're going to have another round of this Friday and Saturday with Bruce Gordon, aka Mr. Crypto, and Joel Tennell, and they're going to bloviate about their contributions to this wonderful piece of work. But and all I have to say is, before we get to, let's see, Laura will kill me if I don't say, here's some ways you could get some cool merchandise, kids. Share one or more of our posts on your Facebook page. That's a reminder to say this. Sort of. Share one or more of our posts on your Facebook page during our online album, and I've got a window in front of it, and don't let me kill this project. Okay. Share one or more of our posts on your Facebook page during our online release party, now through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, in a way we can see and let us know, or write a review for us on CD Baby or Bandcamp and let us know. So if you do that, and a couple of people have already, I think Ellen Kaplan did, thank you, Ellen. Can't thank you enough. CD Baby, I think you have to be a member to leave a review. So you actually have to have bought something from CD Baby before you can leave a review. So that, if you want to do that, that's fine. And of course, what we want you to do is order the CD and then write a review. And we hope it's a good one. I think, and you can get it on Bandcamp and Amazon also.
Yeah.
And you can see our Facebook page or our website for links where you can buy this product. And it makes a great gift. It really does. Let's see. Pop Thursday and Friday. Okay. Let's see. Any more questions here? Less infighting, more bad puns. Yes. Boy, you talk about a bunch of guys that can start off on puns. I mean, sometimes we had to start a separate thread for collaboration because somebody would start a pun about fish or I don't care what it was. And pretty soon the idea was at 156 lines up and we lost track of what we were trying to do. And it got to be where we said, okay, it's going to be, here's Pop Co-op fun page where we can have fun and have jokes. This is the Pop Co-op serious page where we're going to be writing. But these guys, the wordplay and the punsmanship, we're all the same. I mean, I'm sorry. That's one of the things that we get along.
And you might be surprised to know that we all enjoy Monty Python, and occasionally we get distracted by the Monty Python reference jokes.
Monty Python will make us take a right turn, and we forget what we're doing. That's just it. So we sometimes we have to just say stop. We're trying to work here, and but no, anyway, the point Stacy and I are making is that it's fun. If I had to pick one word, it rewarding everything, but this is fun. Mm-hmm. And at the end of our fun, you get to hold a CD in your hand and listen to it over and over till you're sick of it, and think about making the next one. So I mean, we're the luckiest boys in the world. What can I say? Yeah. Like Pee Wee Herman, Yeah. We're the luckiest boys in the world. So I'm gonna let's see. When it comes to bad puns, people are always telling Stacy, "Stop." That's Arn.
Yeah.
Okay, Arn. You
I thought I was unique in my excessive punnery, and boy, I sometimes have to work to keep up with you guys.
Oh, well, that's the other thing. It's just like the competition with music. Sometimes we'll start on the puns, and it's like bang, 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 till finally. I mean, we usually reach the end after 15 or 20, to where there's no more left. Basically, I mean, there has to be an end. But yes, but we don't ever say stop, Arn. We don't ever say it. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. Yeah, and that I think that. Oh, was that? I think you and I used, or somebody came up. I said no one something. So yeah, I mean,
yes.
Monty Python looms very large in our lives. What can you say?
Yes.
We make no apologies, folks. Let's see. Vivi says I'm the one telling him to stop. So you have several people, Stacy, that tell you to stop making puns. So. I won't be one of those, of course. Yes. And Linda likes my puns. I make Linda laugh, and she doesn't tell me to stop. I will occasionally get an eye roll, but she.
You don't have teenage daughters in the house.
Oh wow! I bet you major eye rolls. Okay.
Eye roll sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Oh wow! 4 women. Boggles the mind, Stacy. I was going somewhere with this. Other than that, we all three of us that are married, Stacy, Joel, and I, we agreed that one way to keep our marriage alive and keep from being killed is to make them laugh, and we do. I know I do, and I know Joel does because I've seen him do it, and I do too. So that's so we it's Kathy Protus. Sorry, Stacy, Fireman. Sorry, Stacy. You fell in with the wrong crowd when it comes to puns. And yes, she is called Rapunzel. That's her nickname. And Kathy, by the way, Kathy, to give you some introduction, Kathy Firestone is one of the lyricists on Malaprop Girl, which appears on this, which we'll showcase at some point. And Rich Firestone, her husband, is a wonderful singer and appears lead vocals on Malaprop Girl and some backup vocals on other tunes. And it's nice to have so many tunes that you can't remember which ones they are. But Rich has...
I think he did. He contributed to I Didn't Know as well, I think.
I think, yeah. He would know so many... Vivi, so many eye rolls. your daughters are on this. This is great. Are you seeing the chat?
I haven't. No, I'm
okay.
not.
I'm looking at the chat on my phone, and so I'll tell you, Vivi, so many eye rolls, all caps. So, but Rich and Kathy were very much a part of this. Laura Tennell sang backup on a song, and of course the wonderful Elizabeth Ratz, who is one of the This is Rock and Roll All Stars, contributed lyrics and singing and a count off on a song in English and Hungarian, which you will hear at some point. As a matter of fact, if you have the CD, the song "Faint of Heart" (F-E-I-N-T), deliberate spelling, is Liz counting off in English and Hungarian, and it's wonderful. I love that voice. It's like, I don't know, what can you say? It's like listening to Zsa Zsa Gabor, isn't it? I love it. Arn just bought mine. Joel says, yes, I didn't know. By meaning, yes, I didn't know doesn't mean he doesn't know, but yes, I didn't know was the song. So we'll have to clear up that confusion. I guess I didn't know would be a nice who's on first kind of thing to get.
Yeah.
What song would you like to do next? I didn't know. Okay.
I didn't ask you before. I'm asking you now.
Right. Yeah. Arn just bought one. Thank you,
Yeah,
Arn.
thanks, Arn.
Claire Carson, never stop, and I think that means Stacy, never stop your puns. So you have some people in your corner. Adele hasn't won.
I'm very blessed with a large fan club.
Okay, well, good. So I guess that's about it. And I also Wyatt Duck.
What was that?
Rich Firestone, why a duck? Okay, Rich, and here is Rich. Rich is, as I am, Groucho Marx. I mean, that is another level of anarchy that we love too. So I mean,
Yeah, I may have to leave I don't want to leave in a huff, but I may have to leave in a minute and a half.
And I do have to leave. And the other one, next to a dog, a man's best friend is a book, hang on, help me out, Rich. Next to a book, next to a dog, a man's best friend is a book, but it's hard to read a book inside of a dog or something like that.
Yes, outside of a dog. That's right.
Outside
of a dog.
Yeah, but it's hard
Look
to
inside
read
of a dog. It's hard to read.
See, I don't know my Groucho Marx as much as I should.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Rich brought up that he's a huge Groucho Marx fan, as are we, and that's one of our. We're just silly guys. I mean, which
may be some sort of hidden subconscious influence, which caused us to have a sort of Marxist artistic approach to the cover of our latest album for State Solution. See, it all comes back together.
It's the other Marx, yeah. And Bruce, Stacy touched on something is we love this cover, and I have to say that Todd did a wonderful job. What we wanted was an old proletariat, Soviet style. We're marching on, and boy, look at the biceps on this. That's bigger than my leg on there. And so we wanted this music for the masses, Why would I join a club that would have me as a member? Yeah. But anyway, yeah, that was the shtick. We try not to press it too much, but it was going to be proletariat music for the masses and just sturdy music. I think was Joel's term. Sturdy music, and it is. I mean, it has moments. It's silly yet sturdy. I'll say. And is that my cat? Oh. Well, I'm going to have to leave because my cat's scratching at the door, which probably means she's really desperate. So thank you, everybody, for listening. And please tune in for the remainder of this CD release party. And thank you, everybody, for being a part of this and for supporting us. It means a lot to us, I know.
Yeah, thank you, everybody, so much.
Yeah, okay. Goodbye, guys.